Hi and welcome to another video in Tireless Codex. Today I want to do a little bit of a different video. It's about um my thoughts on eating and health and how you could eat to live, and my thoughts on the gurus going around on social media and also the medical system in which we live in. And the first point I have written here is like, I want to talk about being your own doctor. Not meaning, what I mean by that is not being, I'm not trying to say that you're going to know everything about the human body, you're going to know everything about every disease, but trusting yourself and loving yourself enough to think for yourself, in the sense that do your own research when you're prescribed a medication, when you're diagnosed with a disease. Don't be afraid to get a second opinion. um when I know when somebody talks, I guess it may sound like I don't trust the medical system and I'm against it. That's not really the case. I have been sick before and I've been nursed back to health in this medical system. So there's a lot of good in it. But just to be real and factual about life, anywhere there's money, there's corruption. And when there's money, people will people can be bought bought not to say certain things and teach you certain things that could actually help you. So for example, if you're a person that suffers with sleeping and you've been taking pills, right? And the pills may help you sleep, but they have a negative effect on your body in another place. Why not research? Why not research that? Like, don't be afraid to research. Like, what can I do to feed myself, and what can I do to get myself in a state where I could relax without all these negative side effects? So be your own doctor, because where money is, and unfortunately the medical industry, there's billions of dollars in it, so it's bound to have some corruption, and it's bound that we may not get told the whole truth about things. So don't be afraid to ever do your own research. The next point I have here is about, I think eating healthy is more about being mindful and trying, rather than just being a cut off person. Now, if you're the kind of person, you just don't eat McDonald's, you just don't eat nothing out, and you just don't eat Burger King. That's fine, if that's what you try to do. There's a lot of gurus on social media who would teach that. Um, but my approach to it is not necessarily about just cutting off certain things, like cutting out ice cream forever and all that. What I would say is about being mindful. What I mean by this is, let's say you enjoy a certain Starbucks drink and it's very sweet. Mindful is not drinking that drink 3 times a day. Mindful is, after you drink that drink, you make sure you drink the adequate amount of water and you get the adequate amount of exercise. It's not necessarily, I don't see how you just tell yourself, okay, I'm just not drinking Starbucks anymore, it's going to help you. It's about what you don't necessarily need to cut off the things you like in life. You just need to, a lot of times, you just need discipline. You need to have some sovereignty over it. So I believe being mindful and trying to be sovereign over your tendencies, and when it relates to food, since that's what this video is about, is more important than just trying to be a cut off person. Be mindful. If you drink, if for example, if you had that Starbucks drink, maybe the rest of the drinks the rest of the day, you don't have to add any sugar to them. Like, for me personally, it's just a personal thing I do. With my tea, I don't put sugar in my tea, especially when I'm going to bed. If I'm drinking tea, no sugar. If I'm making juice, or if I have a juice already, that I don't see a reason to add juice sweet sugar to it, because a lot of things we drink today are very sweet already. So that's what I would try to work on. And the next part of this is just trying. Don't There's a lot of gurus who, for example, they pump your head with what you're supposed to be eating. And I know sometimes, and I went through this too, you're looking at it and you're like, oh my gosh, but these things are so expensive. They seem so far away from me. Like, how am I going to get to them? Don't forget to just do the best with what you have where you are. That's the most important lesson you gotta learn. As I said before, it's about, if you have water around you, drink water. You've had a lot of salt, you've had that burger, you have those fries, drink a lot of water. Make sure you're at least walking, get some exercise. Don't just sit down. Like, be mindful about it. Don't wait for doc to tell you. Like, limit yourself before the doctor has to limit you. Don't wait for the doctor to have to tell you, like, hey man, you can't eat no more burgers anymore, man. You can only eat like one burger a month. Don't wait for that. Why do that to yourself? Why shorten why shorten your lifespan, and why take away your enjoyment? So before you take away your enjoyment, just try to be mindful. And finally, um, I want to share some of my personal benefits of me becoming my own doctor and doing my own research. Is that I have found a certain food routine that works for me, and I think everybody can find that for themselves. For example, I replace a lot of sweets and candy with berries and bananas. Berry, I found like there's a lot of berries out here, like cranberry and strawberry, from blueberry to be my favorite. That helped me. That helps me replace a negative food, if you understand what I'm trying to say. And it doesn't have to be that for you, but do your own research and be like a personal person, and like listen to your body, like what is your body really asking for? When you wake up in the morning and you feel for that sugar, a lot of time your body's just like, what your body is actually saying is that it wants some energy. It doesn't necessarily want a Starbucks drink or like, that coffee. But again, I'm not the type of person to tell you don't do these things. If that makes you happy, do it. You understand? Like, do it once in a while, but just be mindful of it. It's when you overindulge in these things is when problems start appearing paying in your body and on your body. So that's my little thoughts on video and eating. It's a very important part of life, and I think eating, how you eat correlates to everything. How you live spiritually, how you are mentally, emotionally. The physical predate the physical can tell you a lot about the spiritual, and the spiritual can tell you a lot about the physical. So if you're eating terribly, your mood will be, it's like it's a great chance that your mood is going to be terrible. So just think on these little pointers, and tell me what you think. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.